Hey guys, it's Elena. Welcome to my TED Talk. So today I'm going to be presenting to all of you about a serious topic that is often represented in funny, artistic ways to children without any words being said about how serious the topic is. This topic today being drugs. Throughout my investigation, I decided to take things on a turn and kind of focus on how the body is actually affected by drugs and how the healing process is affected. There's always light shown on how someone will do drugs and they're gonna die and oh my gosh, it's terrible and look how they look and they look terrible and drugs are this horrible thing, but we never really learn about how it affects their insides, their mental health, and so much more than just like how pretty a person is. So my thesis statement is that popular opioids such as morphine, oxycodone, and hydrocodone have very negative effects on a person's nervous system and his or her healing processes. So let's start with the simple statement that drug use is not good. We know this. Drug use is a serious problem. It goes on all around the world today, and according to a study provided by the National Institute on Drug Abuse, about 26.4 million people around the world abuse opioids. That is not good. That's too many people, and we need to focus on that number and try and bring it down so that we have better futures ahead. So opioids are substances that act on opioid receptors found within the brain to relieve pain. So misuse of such drugs can lead to damage of organ systems, any types of healing processes in the body, even if it's like a little cut. That, like, doing drugs will slow down the healing process of a little cut. Like, that sucks. And it leads to withdrawal. Tolerance can be happening with long-term users of opioids, meaning that they increase their dosage in order to feel high. So the question I'm exploring, to what extent do these opioids negatively affect a nervous system and their healing process? Let's get started. Opioids negatively change the way the nervous system works and how it interacts with other organ systems in the body. The nervous system, for example, is remarkably essential to the survival of living organisms because it coordinates actions by transmitting signals to and from different areas in the body. When any drug comes into contact with these receptors in the brain, it interferes with the way neurons send, receive, and process information. All my psych homies out there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There are also many neurotransmitters that reside within one's nervous system that helps send signals to relay information to the rest of the body. Every nerve cell sends and receives messages in either an electrical or chemical form. Neurotransmitters are chemicals that carry these messages between neurons. So if you think of like little messengers inside your brain, that's what those do. So throughout how hard it is on your body when you are taking drugs, the hardest part that most users say to get over is the recovery process. This is because the tolerance that's created as a person takes a drug gets higher and higher. It's harder to get off of the drug. So the body is detoxifying itself, kind of. So that's when the body starts to go through withdrawal. So there's symptoms that begin to happen when people slow their use of the opioid that they choose. Symptoms are mental, physical, and they include things like insomnia, anxiety, irritability, aggression, mood swings, depression. These can get really long lasting and it depends on the person, but it varies how bad and to how long they are dealing with these symptoms. So there's a lot of mental health issues that come along with drugs and so many things that aren't talked about, which is why I'm talking about it now. So with all of this research on drugs and how it affects the body and the mental state and all of these things combined, one can conclude that when a person injects themselves with any opioid or when anyone does any type of drug, they can experience drastic changes to either their mental health or their physical health. Opioid can quickly decrease the structure of your brain, making it completely lose function, and even worse, it can just destroy your mental health. So that's why I think we need to talk about it more. We have to be open to the subject of drugs and how they hurt people and they hurt you and they hurt everyone around you. It's like sex. Like, people are doing it, but nobody wants to talk about it. And it's stuff that these generations coming, the younger generations, need to talk about. We need more artists depicting how hurtful drugs can be when someone you love gets hurt because they're using opioids. And we need more people in the medical field being profound in their research and talking about how they've seen it hurt people, and we just need more people to rise up and talk about it, because it's something that we all have dealt with in some way, shape, or form, but there's not enough talk about it. And I know that everyone's had to do like their little in middle school health to do a research on drugs and don't do it, but how many people do each of us know that is hurting because them or someone else is abusing drugs? So here I am. That's my TED Talk, talking about something I believe in, and I hope you guys do too. Thanks!